The history of this Hominy Roundhouse that I was told by my grandparents and the elders of Hominy is that this roundhouse that we currently have, this is the last one that our Osage people have, and we feel that this roundhouse doesn't just belong to Hominy. It's a symbol of our past, of the whole entire Osage Nation and our Osage tribe of people and all of our elders. When I see this roundhouse, it reminds me of them. They're the ones who built it. But one thing I would like to point out, that this roundhouse we have here is not the first roundhouse. This roundhouse here at Hominy, I'm going to say it was built around 1910, around that era. And when they used to dance in here, and when you go inside, it's very small because there weren't that many people that danced at that time in those days. There's probably seating in there for probably maybe 30 or 40 dancers, and that's probably about all that danced back then. And so, but we kind of use it as a symbol of our past, and it kind of, to me, it unifies our people. It kind of gives us, teaches our young people some of our past, and they get to learn about our old people and all of our elders and the ones that's gone on. And our Hominy people are very proud to have our roundhouse still standing. But now, what I would like to say, this is not the first roundhouse. The first one was up there across the highway there, the French Church, and it was built before the 1906 allotment. Before we even had our 3 district villages, it was built before that. And it was a large roundhouse, and it was destroyed by fire back in those times. But it was built probably in 1890, or even before that, before, like I said, statehood, before allotment. So that was the first one that I actually know about. But then there's talk that there was even one before that. So that's a little history of these roundhouses here at Hominy. But we're really thankful that we have this, and we're going to hopefully do our best to keep it preserved for all of our future generations to have here, all of our people, not just Hominy people. It's for all of our Osage people.
Well, I'm very happy that this roundhouse is going to be restored so that this younger generation can be a part of it the way that I was when I was a child. I remember coming here for hand games a lot. I remember when I was around 14, Alan Shannon got the drum passed to him here, and we did have dances in here. And so there's been a whole generation of kids, of our Osage kids, that have never even been inside here, much less for any type of function. So I'm glad that this administration is making this a priority.
I'm very happy to hear that this roundhouse is going to be restored. Last weekend at Grey Horse, our committee was over there and discussing the roundhouse just then, and hoping that we could have some work completed on it. And then Chief comes and says that the structure was possibly going to cave in, and so I'm pleased to hear that he stepped forward and is seeing to this. I remember coming in here, and I was just really pleased when the doors were open, and to step in here just this morning, because it's been a long time. And so I do remember being a teenager and a young girl actually, and seeing the dancers in here and being with my family. So it brings back a lot of memories, and I'm very pleased to see this happening, and I hope that we can have it restored and continue to dance in here and be together as a community.
During the recent rainstorms and wind, I was walking out here during a break, and the sagging roof was becoming obviously dangerously close to collapsing. I then called Bruce Cass here, who is director of our Tribal Land Acquisition Department at Osage Nation, and he and I worked together to declare an emergency, and we were able to find a competent construction crew for under $7,000 to stabilize the building while we could look at options with the community. The first thing since then, which was just the other day, we've been looking at how to get someone to explain structurally and from an engineering point of view what needs to be done to stabilize it for the future. And Bruce, would you like to take it from there?
Sure. So we would procure a structural engineer to assist us in analyzing the structure. And then based on their analysis, we have some options that would provide options for sustaining the structure as it is in place and get it as close as possible as we can back to the original condition so that it can be usable again. So that's step one. And when we get that analysis in, then that will determine what is step two, or what are the options that we could take or talk to the appropriate people about moving forward to sustain this structure.
And one of the options, of course, is talking to our Congress members who remember this as a child, how it was, and then going to some of our elders who were here and participated. And as Bruce said, we would only move to the restoration portion after we talk to them. This is historic facility, because we all three of our districts had them at one time, as you know. This is the last one.